Okay, people, I'm going to make a interim video here. While I'm still waiting on the trailing arm parts, I still need the backing plate welded in for the hub. Anyway, I thought this was of interest to check out. So some of you guys don't know exactly how this works, and I know there's some videos out there, but I'll go ahead and do my own here the best I can with one hand and show you guys some stuff that I noticed that we were talking about in the Facebook group that I posted up. Anyway, so essentially how this works is where the pinion comes in for the drive shaft, your input from the drive shaft here, is attached to a clutch basket like you'd see in an automatic transmission. And then that clutch basket has got these friction discs and these spacer plates that go on this guy here, okay? And this is splined on to the actual pinion itself of the rear diff, okay? It drives the rear diff. The way this works is you have a clutch disc and then a spacer plate and then a clutch disc and a spacer plate, so on and so forth until the thing's totally full. Okay, those clutch discs are locked, splined to this piece. That's also then splined to this piece. Okay, and the spacer plates are allowed to spin. The spacer plates are locked to the clutch basket. Okay, so then what happens is whenever there's a differentiation between front and rear, a differentiation of this to this guy and this, then this pump here that's normally mounted here gets pumped up, and hydraulic pressure pushes this surface, which is like a piston that pushes outward. It pushes against, well, this is the end cap for that clutch basket. Okay, it goes in there. Anyhow, and then that gets pushed out and pushes the clutch pack tight, which then forces everything to start to lock up and act as a single unit. Anyhow, if I had a friend help me here with the camera, I could probably give you a better demonstration, but I think if you guys got a good enough imagination, you'll understand what I'm saying. But and the way the pump is driven is you have this, and imagine that's in there in that basket, solid with it because it's the end cap for it that's splined to it, and this sets here, right, on that. It kind of keys to it. And this little guy here, you see it right in there, drives that. See that? See how it's got little slots there? And that drives the pump, okay? The back half of the pump, where the differentiation occurs, is because the pump has one georotor that's keyed to this, but then it has another georotor that's keyed to the other side, and that is keyed to the pinion. This little pin here. See that? So when that slides on, it's driven by that pinion. So you got two pumps inside here, the two georotors, one in the back half and one in the front half, and differentiation between them is what caused that piston to come out. Now, what we were talking about or what I posted up in that Facebook post was this groove here. I noticed, I'm looking at that and I go, what the hell? Why is that there? Kind of a strange place to put a weak point for whatever reason. I noticed a couple guys in the past who have tried to pin these clutch packs and make this like a solid rear end, but didn't use a viscous coupler. Okay, they just wanted like an all-time four-wheel drive type setup. Well, you can't do that, not effectively anyway, with these Honda setups, because the way they're designed is to have some slip initially built in. One of the first posts I ever made on that Facebook group was outlining all of the gearing ratios, front to back, the transfer case, differentials, everything, so that I could figure out if there was a differentiation in output speed for the front wheels and the rear wheels, which there is. I can't remember the exact number, but it's like 1 or 2% difference in speed. Well, unless you have different size tires, if you got the same size tires all the way around, that means there's essentially binding that's going to occur if you have a solid lock setup like that. So you always have the front and rear is always churning a little bit, essentially, right? Where the front and rear is a little different. That means this clutch pack is always moving a little bit. Or if you have a viscous coupler, it's always churning a little bit to compensate. The slip is eating up the difference. Okay. The guys I noticed that pinned their clutch pack and didn't run a viscous coupler, both guys broke the shaft right here. Clean break right there where that groove is. Got me thinking they must have put that groove there for a reason. Okay, so my theory is that this groove is a fuse. So let's say you have a CRV, right? And soccer mom Susie's out driving the thing and it's got 280,000 miles on it, and the diff runs dry, and this whole system starts locking up and welding itself together. Okay, well, if it all locked up solid and no slip was allowed again, you would have the front and rear wheel speeds different from each other. So she goes around a corner or she hits some rain or whatever, she potentially spin out, and there's a liability for Honda. So my theory is that they put this in here in the event that something like that were to happen, so this could clean break away, and then it would just be front wheel drive from that point on. I think my theory is backed up a little bit by the fact that people have essentially simulated that situation by locking this all up themselves. And then sure shit enough, this broke exactly right there, perfect clean break. So anyway, I think that's what's going on. It makes me wonder if, for our reasons, drag racing or whatever, if there's a way to do something about that. Maybe that can be welded. I don't know. I don't know if I've never tried welding transmission shafts and gear sets or anything like that before. I don't know if that would mess up, the metallurgy or cause warping of the shaft where it wouldn't pilot very well. I don't know. But it makes me wonder, if that wasn't there, how much stronger would this be? A lot of guys are trying to get power out of these CRV rear ends because they're just so incredibly plentiful. A wagon rear end costs you $1,000, and I can get 10 of these. I can get more. I can get 20 of these for $1,000. I paid $45 for this one. So anyway, I'm gonna figure out a way to pin or weld or whatever this setup for myself, because I have the I got the Freelander viscous coupler over there. So I've come up with a few ideas. I don't really want to share them too much right now because I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it. But maybe some ideas for a product that can make life easier for people that are trying to do this. I'm probably just going to completely remove the pump altogether. I don't see any purpose for it to be in there anymore. The whole, this whole front pinion section of the case is just going to be that much more full of fluid. So, as long as the ring is swimming in fluid, it ain't not going to hurt anything as far as I can imagine. But anyway, that's what I've discovered. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, or back on that Facebook post if you're a member of the Performance All-Wheel Drive page. But that's where I'm at.